Hello everyone, this is Chara, and I want to go over all the things we got from the trailer and the Nintendo of America tweets that we got. There was a lot of more stuff than I thought. We actually have a ton more info, and there's so much speculation to do. And I'm going to talk about myself as well in this. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a competitive Splatoon 2 player. I currently play on a top team called Climb, and I'm focusing on making content to help the competitive community and the Splatoon scene as a whole. So if you like my content, you can be sure to subscribe. And I'm going to just be going over this trailer and showing you guys all the things that you might have missed, going over a bit of it, and talking about maybe my own kind of Splatoon 3 plans. But for now, I'm going to try not to forget anything, because there's just so much here. So, the beginning is mostly single-player stuff, but the last minute has mostly everything. So, alright. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm recording this a few hours after the direct, so new gear, new style, fucking salmonid. But let's look at this customization. This customization, first of all, they got rid of genders, which I think is really cool. It's just kind of like you pick your style now, which I think is awesome, and it looks really, really nice. I think it just looks super good. There's way more skin tones. This is all of them, though. And there's a ton more eye colors. And at first, I was so confused what these bottom right ones were. Like, I was like, is this multicolored eyes? No, there's 3. So it turns out it's actually the shading on the outside. You can see they have like this little orange layer, like this kind of different colored layer. That's what these are. They're different, like, outside eye layer, which is cool. There's so many hairstyles, they're not even on one page, so I'm just going to freeze on a few of them. They all look cool. This is like a mohawk kind of thing. Oh my god, there's so many. I have to slow this down here. I'm going to have to do this later anyway, so let's just have this so I can... Okay, got this one. Kind of mohawk style. This one is awesome. I really like this style. This kind of like cut up one. There's the bowl cut, pretty popular. Splatoon 1, Splatoon 1. There's a few others. Looks amazing. I really love these. They're super cool. And then, holy shit, there's so many fucking pants and shorts too. So there was speculation that Splatoon 3 would have shorts and pants giving gear. This is the one thing we can probably deconfirm. There's not going to be any gear-related pants and shorts, which I think is fine. I'm glad there's more options for it. And then they pull out a fucking crossbow. Because of course. This is a new weapon class. Like, absolutely. There's definitely going to be multiple versions of this. And one thing we do know is that, as you can tell, this thing shoots 3 shots at once. There's probably going to be more to it, but as of right now, the only thing we really know is that this thing can shoot 3 shots at once, which is so fucking cool. So yeah, alright. That's that. That looks awesome. You can customize the little salmonid top thing. The story mode is definitely going to be salmonid related. They kind of knew that already, that there was probably going to be a salmonid story, so it's probably going to be something like that. Paris is just... France is fucking gone, bro. I'm sorry if you live in France. This is probably not what you want to see, but damn, dude. What the fuck is this lore-wise? Like, we knew the world was destroyed, but alright. The Eiffel Tower is just fucking upside down. That looks so cool. That's such a cool shot. Yeah. Looks very awesome. We know this is like a different kind of... It looks kind of like Octo Canyon, which I think is really cool. Not having Octo Canyon for single player, but for multiplayer is a really nice design. The trains being kind of messed up is like really interesting. Then we get this little train scene. There really isn't that much to analyze here. It just looks cool. And up to this point, I thought, and you can see my reaction in my other videos, but I thought this was like, okay, maybe it's DLC. Nope! It's not DLC. First up, torn up shirt, apartment buildings, both really cool. New hub. Most of these are styles we've already seen. I believe there is a tiny snap of a different kind of Octo style. I'm not sure. Some new shops. Hub looks very interesting. This is apparently like a city of chaos. So by the way, the Splatfest, yeah, that shit mattered for this game. And boom, yeah, that one, bottom left, that's a new Octo style. That looks very interesting. And Deca Tower. Also, big jellies. Cool, but holy fuck, that tower and entrance is so nice. There's probably a vendor stand on the left here. Not sure what the stuff on the right is, but definitely a store. Very interesting hub. I really like the hub. It looks like a very nice combination of Splat 1 and 2 hubs. And then they just Boom. It's a sequel, by the way, and here we go. All right, so we got a lot to get into here. So I'm going to go as slow as possible, but it's going to be hard, or as fast as possible. First of all, some weapons have new designs, such as this range blaster and E-liter. However, what we've seen on the Nintendo of America tweets is the classic styles are also still available, like we saw the normal range blaster. So I'm not sure exactly what this applies to, but it looks like we're going to be getting both styles. Like you can kind of maybe have some kind of skin customization. The E-liter looks great with its new design. We get to see more of the bow. Dynamo looks kind of the same, just kind of a bit bigger, which is what we've seen for a few of these. A few of the bigger weapons are just flat out bigger. There's the good old machine. Splattershot is gold. 96 is a bit of a reworked design as well. And the fucking Hydra is massive. But this is the first new mechanic. Also new Octo style for a little bit. Sorry. It's only popped up briefly. But yeah, they got like kind of curled tentacles. Very cool. You can see that a bit. But this new mechanic, there is still a spawn. So I don't know if you can spawn in, but it looks like there's this new option to jump in. And this is kind of the preferred way. So you can now super jump into the battle. I'm sure there's a limited area in which you can jump back in. I'm sure you can't jump everywhere. But we do know you can super jump in. So this is, yes, you can super jump in a battle from a respawn. This is a respawn mechanic. The other thing is, we've heard like a bit of tweets that the stages are going to be larger. And this is definitely a pretty big stage. So I think the spawn area is just likely going to be bigger on most stages, and then there'll be this jump in mechanic to go with it. So those kind of go hand in hand. And boom. The jumps look so cool. Yeah, those definitely, like, you can see the same kind of respawn panels, and now there's one for each person. I don't know if these jumps could be camped or anything, but it looks very interesting. There's another shot of the crossbow. We also have, like, these kind of ripped shirts, like, that don't cover all the way. Different kind of shirt design. It's interesting. And boom, there's the tri-shot. It's hard to tell if you can choose how they go or something, but yeah. They shoot 3. Very interesting. And then we have this. Now, when I saw this leap, I was like, okay, it's a weapon-specific thing. Like, yeah, new tech. Like, there's a blaster one, the other one's probably a crossbow. No, these jumps, everyone can do this. These jumps have been confirmed as new movement options that any weapon can do. We have brand new fucking movement tech, which adds so much to the game. I'm a bit worried about the balance of this one here. Obviously, it's still predictable, but very much going down to the ground. The jumping one definitely has a downside because you descend, and having to go downward makes it very predictable to shoot at. So this one seems to have a downside, but still very cool. I love the added options, especially the wall one, because climbing walls is very kind of like predictable, not much to them. So having this new kind of option is very interesting. But then we saw what I wanted to see for so long. Zuka! There's a fucking Zuka! Yes! There's an Ink Zuka is back. Ink Zuka was a Splatoon 1 special. It is fucking returned. Best news of the entire Direct. But it seems to shoot these kind of bottle rocket things. They probably explode. But very different. Seem to have a very good travel time. And then the thing I think everyone missed is we actually got to see a second special, which is these lasers. I am worried about these lasers, and you can see they literally kill the blaster. Excuse my spacebar being bad here, but holy shit, the lasers I'm worried about. So at first, I thought this was like a new Stingray kind of controllable thing, and I was very worried, but luckily, we know that this is a deployable. I'm not sure if you can control it, but I'm hoping they don't. I think Nintendo learned from Ray, just because they stopped adding Ray weapons within 6 months. So, this is deployable, and it'll show it off in a second what actually launches these. There's more of the Zuka. Kind of like an Inkjet thing from the ground, but a bit different. So I wonder if this will replace Inkjet or be an addition. I would love to see both Zuka and Inkjet, so I personally hope Jet returns, but we'll have to see. Yeah, very interesting. And oh yeah! I almost forgot, but I'm pretty sure that's Nautilus, isn't it? On the middle? No, that's Machine. I'm dumb. Yeah, there's Machine. Existing. Very cool. New map being turfed. New E-liter. We see in a second here. There's the range. New design. New hairstyles. Fire shot. Where is it? They think they show it right after. After the Hydra, they show it. Boom. This is what's shooting the lasers. A fucking crab. And you can see it has 3 cannons, too, to match up with the 3 sets of lasers. So, I guess it's like a deployable special. Which makes me worried because I don't like deploy specials too much. Like things where you just use and then they appear. They're like, you have to be careful with them. But as long as this is a kind of pattern thing and it's not something you can aim, I think it'll be fine. So I'm looking forward to like, what the fuck is this? And also, can you destroy it? What if like this thing launches lasers, but you can shoot it if you get close to it? Very interesting. And it can also move. So yeah, they can fucking move. This is Zuka again. And yeah, the last thing we get is back into the ink. And I think this is kind of like back to your roots, so maybe more of a Splatoon 1 theme than we even noticed. But hey, after that, we got some news here. And my Twitter's blowing up, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, doesn't launch for some time. We've learned some fast things. New habitat has been discovered, and it's very different from Ingopolis. They can arrange your hairstyles in different ways. There's more intricate designs now, so there's more different hairstyles. That's what we know. Get the salmonid that they can walk around with. This is the new square, the City of Chaos. What a name. So yeah, it's very populated apparently. Splatville, I'm not calling it that. I'm calling it City of Chaos. I'm sorry. But yeah, development accelerated rapidly after the final Splatfest. So yes, the final Splatfest heavily determined how this game works over a year and a half ago. Which means we also have this game's date. This game is a year and a half after the second one. So there is some time pass once again. It's in a broader region called the Splatlands. I will use that name. Which is a harsh sun environment that have had an impact on it. Which means, yeah, new kind of culture thing. Very interesting. I think it looks cool. Very nice. And there we go. New pastimes. Those are the same. It's still 4 teams of 4. It's still painting the floor. That's not different. But it's more just the battles are in more like open ground than in normal stages. And this stage looks very cool, by the way. I really like this tower. Very interesting kind of close range underneath, but very high vantage points. And we see the new weapons. And you can see in one of these, so yeah, this is the launch pads. Sorry, launch pads first. These are the new techs. We have the squid roll, where you can twirl out the air, and a squid surge, which allows you to jump up ink-covered walls. So these are the 2 new techs everyone could do. There's their bow, packed with a lot of technology that can fire 3 shots of ink, so we'll have to learn more about this later. Also, the ink tanks are new. That looks very cool. There's the bottle rockets that you can shoot, and there's the crab, which is the new special weapon and the old one. Classic main weapons. So the appearance has changed, but according to the JP Twitter kind of sort of translation, they'll perform the same. So they'll still do the same. And yeah, here, you can see the Splatoon 1 and 2 range blaster right next to the Splatoon 3 one. So these are kind of skins, I'm guessing. So that's very cool if we get actually kind of weapon skins. Obviously, this one's way more beefed up, but yeah. That's what we have. And yeah, that's all we got from this trailer. I hope you guys are looking forward to this game. There will be more Splatoon 3 analysis and Splatoon 2 content for the time being. So if you're looking forward to it, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you all later.